Okay. So you didn't really get influences from entertainment from your parents, but as you're working in this news station and coming up with narratives and creativity, you graduate, and somewhere along the line, you start working with the famed director Francis Ford Coppola. Can you tell me the story of how that all came about?
Yeah, so growing up in Chicagoland, I went to Eastern Illinois University, which is in Southern Illinois. And after college, still didn't know what I wanted to do. Had these communication skills and ability to know a little bit about film industry and doing stuff for the news. So I followed a girl out to California, which didn't work out.
It did work out.
It did work out. Yeah, it got me here.
It got you there. The
Yeah,
situation didn't work out, but it brought you to what your future would be.
yeah. So I remember getting out here. We moved to Napa, California, which is there's just no black people, you know.
Hmm.
So I remember just applying for, sending out my resume to this place and that place. I must have sent out 100 resumes,
Hmm.
and the only place that called was like, this nondescript winery, and they didn't say, "Yo, this is Francis Ford Coppola." They just said, "Can you come in for an interview?"
Hmm.
So I remember going to the interview. They asked me a lot of questions about what's your availability? What do you know about wine? And I'm just thinking, I don't even know what I applied for, to tell you the truth.
Okay. All right.
So finally they offered me a job. I didn't have a job, so I said, okay, I'll take it.
Hmm.
And then
Hmm.
they said, okay, well, welcome to Francis. It was actually called Nebom Coppola at the time, and it
Okay.
still didn't register what it was,
Hmm.
So it wasn't until I got my orientation that, oh, this is Francis Ford Coppola's winery.
Right.
So I started working there, and I was a wine steward for, I want to say, 3 months over the summer.
Okay. Hmm.
Was terrible at it. Didn't know anything about wine. Just
Uh-huh.
telling people any old thing. And they were just like, "Let me get some Merlot." I pour them like some Chardonnay, and it's just like,
Oh, Jesus, that's
yeah,
completely different.
yeah.
So it's safe to say that you were not good at this job.
No, I was terrible at
Okay.
this job,
Okay.
and
Okay.
I'm
Right.
surprised I didn't get fired. But
Uh,
at the end of the summer, because they just needed bodies, because
hmm.
people would show up and there'd just be waves of people.
Hmm.
And at the end of the summer, they said, "Yo, do you want to work in a different department?" And that was a way for them to say, we like you as a person, but this is not for you."
Right.
So that happened to be, I worked in a warehouse for another couple months, and then I would make like these cardboard sculptures, which
Hmm.
caught the eye of the art director. And
Hmm.
then he said, "Yo, do you want to work in our creative marketing team?"
So when you were making these cardboard sculptures, you were doing it for the company, or were you just, this is just extra cardboard, I'm just going to do this because I need to fill my my creative artistic side?
Yeah, I was just doing creative outlets because there'd be times where it's busy and then it's not. So just to have a creative outlet, I just started doing it just out of instinct. I just wanted to do something that just appealed to my creativity. And
And that caught you said the creative director's eye?
yeah, he happened to be going back there for some wine because they had to pick up wine and like ship it off to somewhere and do
Hmm.
presentations. And then he stopped and he said, "Who made this?" And I said, "Oh my God, I'm in trouble now.
Right,
I'm really in
right,
trouble."
right.
And he was just like, "Wow, that's really creative. I didn't even think that you could do that out of cardboard."
Hmm.
And he I just started talking to him. We formed a friendship, and then from there, I started voicing my opinion on some things that I thought they could do. And then before
Hmm.
I knew it, I got to work for their creative marketing team.
And what were some of these opinions? What did you see that you were like, maybe you could do this a little bit differently, or this is how I would do it? And what gave you the balls to do that?
I'll start with what gave me the balls. It's just like
Okay.
when you are somewhere where you don't feel like you're doing your life's work or just your passion, then it's
Mm-hmm.
just like whatever. You're gonna just try whatever. You're gonna throw whatever against the wall. So I think that gave me an opportunity to just be bold. If
Mm-hmm.
I got let go, then at least I was doing what my heart told me to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to. I thought of wine as something that was really stuffy, and it's just like all the bottles are the same. So I just say, well, what if you can put stuff in a different bottle, different shapes? And they'd explain to me, well, you can't do it because of X, Y, Z. But
Mm-hmm.
at least I was getting those ideas out there.
Mm-hmm.
So interestingly enough, they started. It wasn't because of me, but maybe I had a little bit to do with it. But they started putting stuff in cans. They started putting it, uh, you know, uh, in different shaped bottles instead of just kind of the standard that you see.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think some of that was appealing just to look at things from a different way because you know, someone that's a non-traditional wine drinker is saying, "Yo, if you want to bring in other people that are not traditional wine drinkers." Then maybe that's something that they might be interested in.
You had a different set of eyes because they were in a bubble and they're consuming it because they're wine enthusiasts. And you're saying, well, I'm not. But if you want to attract people like me, here's some ways to do it. And that caught their attention.
Yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
that was. I think that was interesting to them, and just they give me a chance.
If you like that clip, go ahead and hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to catch up on all of our latest content. Don't forget to hit the notification button when you do subscribe so you can get updated every time we release content. We release content every day, whether it's an actual show or clips from the shows. So go ahead and subscribe, like, comment. Also, don't forget our Patreon page where you can find our Talking Straight-ish and After Hours Uncensored episodes. That's patreon.com/unsolicited perspectives. But once again, thank you again for listening to Unsolicited Perspectives. I'm your host, Bruce Anthony, and I'm going to catch you next time. I'll holla.